The presenter responded to comments she had received in response to her comments on the Unite the Kingdom march. Ranvir Singh has revealed that she was told to resign from her role at Good Morning Britain after airing her views on the far-right march that took place over the weekend. During Monday's, September 15, edition of the ITV news program, she told how she changed her plans over fears for her and her son's safety, saying it made her sad that she couldn't go into London and feel safe. Asked to share her experience on Saturday, September 13, Ranvir told how she had crossed paths with a Unite the Kingdom protester at her local train station who told her he was worried about illegal migration. After her emotional speech, Ranvir joined Susanna Reid and Richard Madeley in the studio the following day to reveal the vile hate messages she'd received after speaking out, the Mirror reports. "You've received a lot of feedback on that," Susanna began, as Ranvir agreed. "A lot of reaction, 50-50 I'd say," Ranvir said. "50% lots of hate directed at me, wanting me to resign and things like that. It's what happens when you speak out on anything like that. But half of people saying thank you for saying what you said because it resonated. And I just want to mention somebody called Wendy who's DM'd me and is reflective of the vast majority in the middle, and I massively appreciate her getting in touch." She read out a message from viewer, Wendy, which said, "Saw you on the TV, you were talking about the march that happened on Saturday. I am sorry that you felt like you couldn't do what you wanted to do that day. Me and my husband went to the march on Saturday. We just wanted to say that we are not racists or far right. We're just a normal couple that live in West Sussex with our 21-year-old. We do not follow Tommy Robinson, but he was the one who organized the march. If it was organized by someone else we still would have gone. People have got to the point where we're not happy with the country the way it is or the way it's going. Yes, we're not happy about people coming over in boats, but they could be coming from Norwegian countries and we still would have a problem with it," said the message. Responding, Ranvir told Richard and Susanna, "For me that was the kind of conversation I was trying to have yesterday. There's a lot of people who are just feeling frustrated. It's difficult for someone like me to speak up on controversial subjects because you do get a lot of hate. But it's worth doing it when hundreds of people have got in touch. A lot of the hate towards me was saying that it was a far-right rally, but that's what we're describing it as. It's the biggest far-right rally that's been organized by the UK in our living memory." The idea that a lot of people hate the fact that it's been called a far-right rally is not my problem, she continued. That's exactly the point I was making, that lots of people feel to go to things like that and follow people they might not really agree with because they don't know where else to go with their concerns. Between 110,000 and 150,000 people turned out for the protest, significantly exceeding the estimates of organizers, while around 5,000 anti-racism campaigners mounted a counter-protest. It comes after Ranvir shared her experiences over the weekend during yesterday's show, in which she said, "It actually made me sad, because I think I should be allowed to go into London and feel safe. You know, I live here, it's my place. But I didn't take my son in, that made me sad." You know, the fact that you think, "Oh, it's not safe for my little brown boy to be in London," is a sad thing. But there you, pragmatic. Actually, it was interesting, at my local station, I was just queuing up to get a coffee, and the man in front of me was getting coffee from the guy who I think is Sri Lankan at the station, she continued. We all know him, he's been there for years. And lovely, a really jolly chap, white guy, he said, "Oh, I am going into London. I am going to join the Tommy Robinson March." And he goes, "You know," and we just started chatting, the three of us, you know, which is, I think, what you need to do, interestingly. You do need to talk to people when you feel that they're on the opposite side to you. And he said, I am curious. I am curious to know how fascist these people really are. And my brother's a bit more far right. And I am keeping an eye on him today. He said, you know, I don't know how the protest is going to go. The last one I went on was to Remain during Brexit. I am going to say he was a lovely man, even though he was going to a far-right march, Ranvir continued. In my opinion, you're going to support someone like Tommy Robinson. That makes me deeply uncomfortable. But the point is, you have to feel the pinch and still have a conversation with someone. She went on to explain, I don't want to believe that 150,000 people are out-and-out racists. That isn't my experience of this country. In my head, I just can't equate that monolith, that huge number of white faces with my experience in this country. It just doesn't seem right to me. I worry about othering people who join the ranks and the voice that they end up being spoken for and by is someone who is very extreme. So it was just to me, it was the nuance of it. And it's very difficult because the point being that for someone, anybody of my color skin today, you have to work against your instinct to fear.